crooked, straightening you up.
We get Kayla's mouth.
I don't
Say
know about
hello,
yeah,
everybody.
I don't know about her, but I'm not crooked.
All right, happy Tuesday, happy Table Talk Tuesday. I hope y'all are having a great day. We're glad to see y'all today. We are doing Table Talk Tuesday for the first time in several weeks.
At least two. At least two.
At least 2 weeks.
I think it's been two. Yeah.
And the topic for today is
Vacations. We're going to talk about previous trips that we've had and just some different highlights from trips. What was our favorite trip ever? What was our favorite memory? What was our worst memory? What was the funniest thing that ever happened? Don't know how much we'll get to cover, but
I think just travel in general.
travel
too.
in general.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all, 3 of us, love to travel.
All three
All
of us.
three.
All 4 of us. All 4 of us love to
Is
travel.
that Woodford County math?
Yeah.
Put me on an airplane and take off. Let's
Exactly.
go somewhere.
Yes. Anywhere, I'm good with all of it.
Yes.
Not really anywhere, that's a lie.
Yeah, not India. Mm-mm.
Well, I don't know about that. I've never been. But if I travel all the time, I say this a lot. If I could travel all the time, then I would like to go anywhere.
You would like to explore.
Because I don't get to travel all the time, I only want to go to the beach.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because I need the beach at least once a year in my life. And if you choose to go somewhere else, you don't get that.
Exactly.
If you're on a limited budget. And so that's hard.
Yeah.
We could put some sand in your backyard.
We could.
Not the same.
Sandbox.
It's not the sand we want. It's the ocean
It's
we
the
want.
ocean.
And it's not, it's not a puddle. It's horizon.
Yeah.
Water meets horizon.
We all week long in Cancun sang Moana. And we constantly be saying, I constantly was saying, see the line where the sky meets the sea,
Yes.
it calls me. And then what else were we singing? Away, away, we set a course to find. No? What was it we were singing?
Yeah.
He's just shaking his head at me. All right, so let's see who we've got.
Are you saying don't give up your day job?
I guess.
Yes, Christy, we're all back.
Hey Jackie, hi Dana. Yes, Christy, we're here. Hello Ethel. Hi Rhonda. Hello Teresa Smith. I'm so glad that we could get back to it. It's good to be back. Hi Jenny. Hello Dana. Hey Rhonda. Dana says, I love the beach. Me too. I got a vacation from my husband, LOL. He is dog sitting for his brother. Oh, nice.
Those are nice
Those
vacations.
are always nice to you. Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna argue with that one.
No.
No.
Although after a few days, I'm like, okay, it's time to get your butt home because
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, because somebody needs to come do these chores. The dishes aren't being done, the garbage not being taken out, the bed's not being made. My husband spoils me.
Yeah. It's funny when your husband's gone. I hate that he's gone, but I also feel in a weird way like a sense of freedom at night.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Watch what you want.
Uh-huh.
Do
You
what
don't
you
have to feel
want.
guilty if you're not up moving.
Yeah.
Eat what you want.
I can scroll my phone in bed without him giving me the evil eye.
Yeah. All right, so let's just go around the table and if you can pick, well, I guess first of all, let's just keep it simple. Where is your most favorite location you've ever been? Let's start with that.
That's hard.
And it's gonna be harder for some of us because some of us have traveled more.
Yeah.
AKA Trish and Patty.
So Kayla will start because Kayla hasn't traveled very many places. I've been to Florida. I've been to St. Lucia. I've been in multiple beaches around the coast of the United States. and St. Lucia and Mexico. And that's about it.
Bahamas.
Bahamas. I did go to the Bahamas
For a day.
for a day. Yes. And Dominican Republic.
Not even a whole day.
Yeah, Dominican Republic
Couple
for a
hours.
few hours.
And that was not.
Which we don't remember.
That was not a favorite.
No, Dominican Republic was not.
I finally confessed to my parents.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you
So-
confessing here?
I think we've already confessed
Did
here.
we already? I don't know. if
I don't know that we
did.
did.
Okay, well that doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
So,
Some things need to stay on vacation.
Exactly.
so it's a hard choice for me because if you want to ask me what's the most beautiful beach I've ever been to, that's really hard. I would probably say the Bahamas is the most beautiful beach. The most beautiful water I saw in Cancun, but it wasn't necessarily the beach, it was more just being out in the water. That was insanely gorgeous. But my favorite vacation was St. Lucia, when I went to St. Lucia. It was perfect. I don't even have any complaints about St. Lucia. It was just such a good trip. And every trip from now on will compare to St. Lucia.
All right, Patty.
My favorite place to go is Paris, France.
All right.
Love it.
Okay.
I love the beach.
Yeah.
Give me a beach every year, but I want to go to somewhere in Europe, and Paris is my favorite so far.
I haven't got to experience that yet. I have been to a few places. It's hard for me to say too. I don't know that I can really pick a favorite because there's pieces of each one that I like.
Yeah.
If I was to pick a place that I would want to go back to, no, I don't think I am. I think
Really?
I'd say Bahamas. I would love to go back to the Bahamas, but I also want to go back to Cancun. Now, I don't want to go back to Cancun if most of the big water is like what you said with the seaweed and the grass. I don't want to do that. Wherever I go, it has to be that crystal swimming pool teal water. Like, it just looks like a big old swimming pool. That's where I enjoy going.
None of the junk in it.
No junk, white
Which is
sand.
how
So St.
Bahamas
Lucia
was.
and the Bahamas. If the Bahamas hadn't been so freaking rough,
It was pretty rough.
I mean, I got knocked down multiple times.
Yes,
well,
yes.
there's other places I'm sure that you can go that's gonna be
That's
more calm because it'll be more
So,
protected.
yeah, the Bahamas is up there because we did only get to spend a few hours.
Yeah.
But I
It
thought
was a
I was
pretty
in
beach.
heaven
Yeah.
when we were there.
It was
And,
really pretty. It was
I
pretty
couldn't
water.
get enough
Yeah.
of
We-
looking at it.
We didn't get to stay long enough
No,
for sure.
We did not.
So
Yeah.
I always like the beach. A beach vacation is always nice, but there's a couple of trips that really stand out in my mind that, one I'll not do again because the first trip was perfect. Then the second trip that I'm gonna mention, I would like to go back because there's more I would like to explore. So Israel was absolutely amazing. And we got to do and see a lot of things because we were just coming off of COVID, and so we got to do and see a lot of things. It was very incredible. The other vacation that ranks pretty high for me is Europe. And we went on a European tour with my granddaughter who got to sing in these amazing cathedrals, and we visited 5 different countries. It was a whirlwind vacation, and we got to see and do a lot, and I would like to go back to Europe. There's a lot of Europe I would love to explore. We were only in Germany a couple of hours, long enough to get Bratz a beer and hear her sing, and then we were on to another country, which it's different in Europe because you can go from country to country and it doesn't take forever, whereas the United States, it takes you days to get across.
Yeah, it's like going from state to state.
Yes,
here.
yes,
From
so-
country to country.
So Israel and Europe and beaches. Yeah.
Fixing the hair.
Thank you.
Make sure she's looking TV ready.
So of all your trips that you've been on, and this is probably gonna be a really hard question, what was maybe your most favorite memory? And you can name 2 or 3 if you need to, but try to narrow it down. I'll start, cause I've already been thinking about these things. I honestly don't know specifically why this is one of my favorite memories, but I always think about this. Yeah, Switzerland and Iceland.
Yeah.
I always think about this specific spot, and it's when we did a wine tour in Napa.
Yeah.
I loved that experience, and I'm not even a wine drinker.
That was fun.
But there was something about that first winery that we did.
Yeah.
And
Was
it was
that
a
the
private
castle?
tour.
No, it was the caves.
Oh, it was the
Yeah.
caves with
With the one-
Lisa.
It was so cool.
It
And
was.
they served, Trisha didn't get to drink,
No, because I was on heart medication
right?
and
And so she didn't get to experience that. But it was the first time I had had wine with the proper food. Cause they just did little pickup things.
and they tacked right out of the barrel, so
Yes.
you couldn't get any fresher than that.
I mean, it was just, I loved that. I loved that experience.
And I got to drive a Tesla.
Yes.
So my first time driving a Tesla.
She was zoom.
I was.
And I don't even remember the name of that particular one. I know we talked about this before.
I've got it. Lisa has sent it to me, but.
And Patty had given me a gift card. And so we get up into the store where you can buy the wines and stuff, and they let me taste this port. I was like,
She's talked about
I
this
have-
sport for
ever
years.
since then.
Yeah.
And I've never had it since, and it's the best tasting crap I've ever had. Crap. Sorry. I don't even know why that came out, but it was the best tasting grape I've ever had.
The best tasting, expensive, tiny little bottle.
It was tiny, and it was almost $100.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, and the only reason I did it is because it was a gift, basically. Patty had given that card to me, because I didn't have a whole lot of money on that trip. And I'm like, I really, really want this. And so they kept saying, get it. So I did. It was a very good experience.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful there.
Yeah, it really is.
Seeing all the grapevines and vineyards, it was just beautiful. So.
I'm not sure what my favorite experience is, because I guess probably I can think 2 things come to my mind. The first is when we landed in St. Lucia's. So y'all, this was my 30th birthday. Ever since I was a teenager, I wanted to go to the Caribbean. I wanted to go somewhere tropical with crystal clear water. And it had been a dream of mine for a long time. And ever since Andrew and I got married, we talked about it many times and never could swing it. And so it was like for my 30th birthday, this is what we're doing. We're absolutely going somewhere. And and we had planned it like a year and a half in advance or something. So I had waited on it for a long time. And when we landed in St. Lucia, I just lost it.
On the airplane.
We hadn't even gotten off the airplane, and I just was so happy.
Yes.
Just the amount of joy was just overwhelming, because I was just so excited to be there and to get to experience that. And so that's just something I'll never forget, that amount of excitement that I had.
I want to pause a second. Dee Dee Shanik, I don't know, I'm probably butchering your name and I'm sorry, needs prayers. She's had tension headaches for 6 weeks every day.
That's rough.
I can relate, and I am so very, very sorry, and we will definitely keep you in our prayers.
Yes.
for sure.
Alright. Tricia, what about you?
I have a lot of favorite memories, especially traveling with these girls. There's so many to
Yeah.
mention. But I think that, because my husband is not a beach goer, that's why I gotta get the beach with these girls. But we've taken several vacations where we have driven across the country. Like we went up the East Coast and looked at all of the changing leaves and stayed in some great Airbnbs. And I think our first year anniversary, we drove out west, so I think those are some of my favorite times, just being with my man and exploring our country and just making memories that way. But I have so many countless memories with you all that it's just hard to narrow those down into one. What's my favorite? I mean, it's
I kind of just
Write a book on it.
lean towards which one sticks out the most in my mind.
yeah.
There's
There's
usually
so many like experiences
there are.
at different places. I like
Parasailing.
Yes.
or taking shots on the beach.
Yes, that's
Or
right.
Being in the eternity pool and looking
Yeah,
out at the
looking out
ocean.
at the-
Yes, I mean, there's just a
Absolutely,
number.
going shopping down in
Cozumel.
Cozumel
Yeah.
or whatever, not Cozumel, but
Porta Vallarta.
Porta
Vallarta.
Yeah. I don't want to
There-
remember
there's just-
that trip.
there's
That was
so
hot.
many.
That's when Brett.
When I had that horrible panic attack.
Yes.
Yeah, so
There's just so
there's so
many
many
areas.
great little.
I mean, we could make a
memories,
2-hour show out of this.
Oh yeah,
We
it's
really could.
yeah.
Because there's so many.
Yeah, well, I think again, like Trisha, I've had so many favorite memories, but the one that just pops up in my mind is we did an Alaskan cruise and for our 15th anniversary. And we got to this one port, and there was a crab shack right on the coastline. So we went to order crab, and my sister and my dad were both traveling with us as well, because this was my mom and dad's big dream was to go on an Alaskan cruise, and my mom passed away before they could go. So we decided to take Dad for my 15th anniversary. I know it's kind of crazy. Anyway, but anyway, my sister and my dad, they each get one crab leg. And I look at one. Well, no,
Or are they really that big?
they're as
Crab.
long as your arm.
The king crabs.
The king crab, they're as long as your arm and about as big around as.
And they are so fresh.
Well, about this big around, maybe that big around.
Yeah.
And they're so fresh, pulled right out of the ocean.
It's so good.
Crab is my favorite food, bar none. So I look at my husband and he looks at me and he's like, so what do you want? And I said, I want the bucket. And it was a bucket of like 8 crab legs. And it was like $100.
That's cheap.
That's cheap.
You can
But
barely get.
you were in Alaska,
You
so
barely get 2 pounds for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Including all the shell.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, and he looks at me so incredulously, and he's like, a whole bucket for yourself? And I'm like, yes.
Duh.
And he's like, we'll get a bucket and we'll share it. And I was like, I don't want to share it with you. And so anyway, he was like, okay, we'll get the one bucket, we'll share it, and if you need more, we'll go back and get more. So we got the bucket, we shared it. I wanted more, and he's like, no, honey, you really don't need more.
Oh, no.
Bad answer.
Bad answer, wrong answer. And so then I felt guilty about asking for more, and so I didn't. So Lisa, my sister-in-law, told me when we were, she took me out for crab when we were out there in California a couple of weeks ago. And she said, all right, Patty, one of these days when you all are over here on the West Coast, you and I are just going to hop on a plane and we're going to fly up to Alaska. We're just going to eat crab for 2 days.
Can I come?
So that's going to be my favorite.
Okay.
But no, the whole crab shack was just an amazing experience, and seeing those crabs I mean, they're
They're huge.
the head of the body of the crab was this big.
Yeah.
You know, with
All
these
the meat
legs.
there.
And oh my gosh, it's just
Delicious.
Yeah.
You're
Delicious.
making my mouth water.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first time I really experienced crab was on when we went to Alaska, and I got it on the cruise ship, and it was amazing.
Wow.
You know, that was
Amazing.
my first experience with crab, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love crab too.
crab's Judy's favorite too.
Yeah.
I know we're missing a
Delicious.
lot of comments, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Like I said, we could go on and on just on each little topic. Let's talk about maybe, and this might be hard for us to remember, maybe something super funny that happened.
oh, I have mine.
I have
had
one.
mine.
Ours might be the same thing.
And
I don't know.
It's not a pterodactyl.
And that's
Exactly.
exactly it.
That is
That
mine.
That was my
And
favorite.
they all should know that, because it was live, recorded live.
Yeah, I mean,
But go ahead
that
and
was
tell it.
hilarious. Go ahead, Kayla, because it was absolutely hilarious.
Well, we thankfully, because of this lady here, get to go sometimes on these girls' trips. And we've done it twice.
Yeah.
And this particular time we went to Gulf Shores, and Trisha's daughter went, Patty's daughter went.
No, my niece went.
That's right, your niece went, Katie couldn't come. And then I came, and then of course, these girls and Patty's sister-in-law. And so we were in Gulf Shores, and we decided to go live while we were there. And I think we were doing
did
a
a taste
taste
testing?
test. We were doing some kind of taste test. We went and bought a bunch of
Different
candies. I think they were freeze dried or something like that. I think they were. They were all freeze dried candy from a souvenir shop. And we were, I don't know how many floors up in this big
Gosh.
high rise, condo
Condo.
building.
19, 20 floors up, yeah.
Yeah,
Right on the beach.
really high up. And I guess the balcony doors were open. And we're just sitting here, we're chatting and all of the things, and all of a sudden a bird comes in and just flies in.
Well,
A
flies
bird that you would
directly at you.
Yeah.
A bird that you would think was the size of a vulture.
It flew in and I kind of freaked out, but then it flew to me. And so I'm like this, over to Trisha.
Climbing underneath her skin.
Meanwhile, Trisha's going,
I never stopped eating.
It is so true. She's just like in Twilight Zone.
Like,
Just,
what
is wrong with you all?
meanwhile, she's still eating her candy.
And Kayla, if she could have crawled inside my body, she would have. And I'm still eating.
The bird flew and flew
Not reacting
over
or anything.
and came behind me and sat on the back of my chair.
It really liked you, Kayla.
I don't like birds. I don't want to be around birds. I don't want them flying around me. No. Anyways, so Nikki is like, it's fine, and Lisa's over here going,
Nikki
It's-
Bunju is an animal whisperer.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a vet tech, so.
and Lisa's over here going, it's fine. It's just a bird. It's not a pterodactyl.
So Nikki calmly gets up from the table. She goes and gets a towel, and she comes back and she shows us the little bird.
It was a pretty bird.
It was a pretty bird.
I mean, literally within seconds,
She had the bird.
had the bird.
Yeah, like I don't even know how she did it.
I don't either. I mean, she got up, got that towel, and had the bird. That's
Yeah.
as long as it took.
Yeah, and so she released the
I mean,
bird
I'm
back out in
expecting
the
it to
wild.
fly all over the place and us hitting
It's
the
almost
walls.
as if it just flew right to her in her hands, and she
But
just,
that's how she is.
You know?
And then she took it out and released it back into the wild, and all was good, and I never missed a lick on candy.
It truly is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I think
we-
it's definitely all
it's-
of our funniest.
Yeah.
We died.
You
I
probably
mean,
ought to find that video and repost it, just so that,
Yeah,
Just so
Because-
that any of you all that are new.
yeah.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, thankfully we were live and you had to experience the whole thing.
It was funny. Oh my gosh, it was so
I
funny.
swear, my favorite part though is looking back and
Yeah.
seeing Trisha
Never missing a beat.
and not even like laughing, she just like.
Now I have to say, in my defense, that's when I was really bad on sugar.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get enough of it. I don't care what was flying around. I wanted my sugar.
And I think all the rest of us were freaking out because she freaked out.
I was trying to first, it took
It
me
took a minute
like,
too.
I'm like, what is it to figure out what was going on? I'm just sitting there
Well, I was sitting
bewildered.
at the end of the table looking out into this space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so
towards the door.
and
Yeah.
when it came in, it's right in my view. They are not.
No.
They're looking at each other.
Yeah.
And so I saw it first.
I mean, if it had been a mouse, I'd been in a different spot.
Oh.
I'd been
Me
over
too.
the balcony. I mean,
I've still been eating my
I'd
candy.
have been over the balcony.
a mouse, yes, a mouse is worse in a way. But here's the thing about mice. Mice tend to stay on the floor and they tend to stay to the outside.
Yeah.
Where birds, they just flop around everywhere.
That's true, but they stay in the house.
And a bird can flop like this around your face. I don't want that. No.
What do you
Really,
think is a
too.
bat?
They would
Oh,
be
no.
way worse.
That would be,
It's like a flying mouse.
I
that
would
would be
not,
way worse.
I would not stay either.
I
if there was
would
a-
be
That by bar none has been the funniest say that the four of us have gone
Yeah,
through.
that was hysterical.
Yeah.
It was
That's
hysterical.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. But I do have one I want to share.
okay.
But this has been like about 22 years ago, because I believe it was for mine and Troy's 20th anniversary. And we went to Cancun with my brother and sister. And we went into town and went to Senor Frogs and Coco something.
Coco Bongo.
Yeah, Coco Bongo. And my brother was feeling no pain because they take the tequila and they just walk around the room and pour it in your mouth with the bottle. Literally, that's what they do, at least at that time. So he's feeling no pain. We get on the bus, which is an experience all in of itself in Cancun. Head back to the resort, and the dude drops us off, I'd say a good 2 football fields away from our resort. It's dark. We're in Cancun. We are, I think, by this point, maybe close to the gated point or something. And so we start walking up. Well, here comes this little pizza dude on a moped with his little hot box on the back of his moped. And my brother decides he's going to hitch a ride. So he does. I don't know, he paid him something. The little dude takes him all the way up this hill. I mean, it's a big incline. All the way up the hill to the resort. And here me and Lori are still trying to walk our way to the resort. And Lori's like, we better hurry up. He's going to walk straight out to the ocean. Because he was that drunk. Next thing we know, me and Lori are trying to get there. Here comes Brian back. Walking back down the hill. I mean, it's more funny to me because we were there, but it was the funniest moment.
Why was he coming back?
Because he was drunk and he didn't know what he was doing.
Okay.
He just, here
Gosh.
he comes, just some, you know how Brian is when he is feeling no pain. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but it was so funny, and not as funny as this story.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was funny.
Yeah. Well, I do have another bird story.
Oh, I forgot Troy was with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have another bird story. So Cindy and I, this was when Patty was
Oh,
in California.
This was not funny.
No, this is not
This
fun.
was
But the
funny.
way, but what you said and how it happened, it was
Yeah.
funny.
This was not funny.
So Cindy and I were flying out to California to visit with Patty. And so we're flying Southwest, and we had left was it Atlanta, and then we were flying on out.
Teresa Johnson said she liked Cindy's holy moly crap she was trying to make.
Yeah. So we're flying out, and we take off.
You flew from Louisville to LA and LA up to San Francisco.
Yeah,
so it was
in
our-
LA.
So it was LA to San Francisco,
Yes.
that second layover,
Yes.
second flight. So we get in our seat, and Cindy, she's better now, but she did not like flying. And so she's got a hold of me like this on takeoff.
I said, Georgia, something
happened in the back.
behind
We
us.
heard some screaming going on and all of that, and the stewardess went going down the aisle, and Cindy's just holding on tight. She said, something bad's happening. I said, it's all right, Cindy, it'll be all right. She said, no, something bad's going on.
It ain't gonna be all right.
It ain't gonna be all right. So all of a sudden, here
And
comes,
we're in the air.
we're in the air,
We're in the air.
and here comes the stewardess, and she passes our seat. She said, now, if that stewardess goes into that cockpit, something bad is wrong. So all of a sudden, she opens the cockpit door, and she goes in, and Cindy said, I told him it's bad.
I did. I was flipped out. Totally flipped out.
Well, we struck a bird, and the bird actually broke the window.
The seal,
The
yep.
seal on the window. The aircraft was still flying fine, but we had to turn back around and land back in LA and get a new plane and all that stuff. But her reaction was hilarious because as she goes in that cockpit, something bad's wrong.
That was bad because it was bad, y'all. Because that bird hit that window. It was in the back on the right side. We were the left side. We were facing the cockpit. So on the left side, obviously we were facing the cockpit.
You weren't facing the tail.
We were on the right. They were on the left. Hit that window, broke that seal. Part of the bird was underneath the seal on the inside.
Yeah.
Whoever was in that seat got sick and totally freaked out. They
Yeah.
had to relocate that
They had
person.
blood on them.
They had blood on them.
Yes, they had to relocate them until we could land.
Yeah.
And then it took forever for us to get another flight.
Yeah.
And they did give us a $200 voucher
Credit, yeah.
towards a future flight.
Yeah.
And that brought you back.
Yeah,
That brought
see
us
you.
back.
Thank you, little bird.
I'm not kidding. That was an experience. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was telling Dad that story the other day.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I have pictures of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be.
So that probably
experiences.
fall, does anybody else want to say anything about
About what?
something funny experience?
Mm-mm.
That, I should have
Not that I can
started,
think
I
of
should have
right now.
started with this, cause I don't wanna end with this, but something that was a bad memory, something that you don't ever want it to happen again.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay, go.
I know. It was spring break and we were taking our kids to Natural Bridge for a camping trip. Now, my husband is very tight with funds and money, especially back when our kids were teenagers, because everything's really expensive and teenagers are really expensive and everything. So we had tents, and we have blow up mattresses, but I don't camp. I don't like camping.
I like the idea of camping.
I like the idea.
I like glamping.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I loved camping. As a mom, I hate it because we have to
Yeah.
do everything. And so anyway, we went to Natural Bridge. Brett wouldn't rent a trailer for us, so Brett and I were sleeping in the back of our Suburban. But in order to get all of our stuff, we rented a U-Haul, a little U-Haul type of And so my son and his best friend were sleeping in the U-Haul.
Oh my word.
So, but all of the girls, so we have the three girls and their three best friends were with us. And they were sleeping in the tents. Well, this storm came. And it was the storm above all storms. And it was absolutely awful. Brett gets up, and so Natural Bridge is not very far from Lexington, and Brett worked at Lexmark, and he was working big projects, so he got up in the morning and went to work, leaving me with all of these kids.
8, right?
8 kids. 8 kids, 8 teenagers.
Oh,
Soaked to the bone.
Soaked to the bones. I mean, but about the time that he left, the girls come knocking on the Suburban window saying, let us in, let us in. Our air mattresses are floating.
Oh, no.
And so literally there was so much water in the bottom of their tent that the air mattresses were floating on the water.
Oh, my.
Everything was soaked. I mean, it was awful. So all these wet kids come and get in bed with me in the Suburban. So we've got 9 people in the back of the Suburban on a queen size mattress. And just shivering because they're just soaking wet and cold. And so I get up and I get out of the Suburban with an umbrella with my coffee pot on a stump plugged into the thing so that I could at least get some coffee.
Oh gosh.
So then we just, are hanging out in the Suburban for a couple of hours, and then Brett calls me and he's like, how you doing? And I'm like, we are not surviving very well. This is really bad.
We're doing terrible.
We're really doing bad.
Not fine over here.
And he says, well, what would you say if I told you that I rented a cabin for us for the rest of the weekend? I said, I would love you forever. And so there's this great little pizza joint. If you're ever in Kentucky and you go to Natural Bridge, you have to go to Miguel's Pizza. Miguel's Pizza, woohoo!
I've heard of it.
And so Miguel's Pizza they have great pizza, great sandwiches and everything. But in their basement, they have all these board games, and it's just all these games. So he said, go to Miguel's and y'all just get you a breakfast pizza and hang out there and play games until time that we can check into the cabin. So that's what we did. So it turned into a good memory.
Yeah.
But we left, we just deserted the campground and all of our stuff. And
Did
we
you go back and get it?
We went at the end of the weekend and we went back and we packed it. We just threw everything into the U-Haul. I mean, just threw it into the U-Haul, drug it home. And of course, and this is why I hate camping, because
It's up to you to get it all out.
all the kids went to their other parents. Brett went to work, and it was my responsibility
Yeah.
to dry everything out and put everything away and clean everything up.
So much work.
And I said,
It is.
never again am I ever going camping.
Yeah.
Period.
That's why I don't like it very much either,
Yeah.
because it's so
It's a lot of
much
work.
It is definitely a job.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
It's
A lot of work.
I am trying to think. For me, probably the one thing that sticks out is one year we went on vacation. This was when I still lived at home. And so I don't know how old I was. But we went with the 4 of us. So mom, dad, my brother, and me. And then mom's Aunt Betsy. And so there were 5 of us. And
In a Buick LeSabre or
Uh-huh.
something.
decided
Betsy's
to
car.
take Betsy's car, and this is just a car,
4-door sedan, basically.
all the way to Florida. We drove.
Lake Wells, Florida, because we stopped there first.
That was not fun.
Kayla had to ride in the middle. My son, love his little pea-picking heart, was at that age, he was a teenager, and he was bound and determined he was taking his guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
A
I
guitar.
remember all that.
We had 5 people's luggage, and he decides to take a guitar. And I said, fine, you can take it, but it's riding between your legs all the way to Florida. And so it
He
did.
did,
It did.
but he rode up front.
He got to ride up front. And
Why
and
he got
the
to ride up front, I don't know
I
why.
don't either. Now
That's
that I
a-
think back to that, who was I?
Yeah,
I mean, Aunt Betsy should have been in the front.
yeah. Why did you and Betsy?
Well,
go?
and the dumb part of it is we were so freaking excited that chomping at the bit to leave. And so we left at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night and hadn't slept. And
You just decided on the spur of the moment to take this
We-
trip? Or
no,
no.
but we were
Decided to
gonna
leave
wait
early.
at
Oh,
like
okay.
3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, then it just was like, why don't we just go on and leave? We were so miserable. We were so sleepy. We could not hold our eyes open. We literally stopped about 4 hours down the road, got a hotel, slept for 4 hours and left and went again. I mean, it was insane.
It was not
It
good.
was a bad one.
It was not good.
It really was.
One should not be stuck in the middle an entire 15-hour
Nobody should
trip
be
to
stuck in the
Florida.
middle of
That,
anything.
yeah.
Well, this is not me directly, but my husband's family, when they lived in Rome, New York, and Brett was middle school, Lisa was upper elementary, and his grandparents came out from California to visit. And so they decided to go out to dinner.
Mhm.
Now, the only car his parents had was Camaro.
Mhm.
And so in this car, and they were military, so they didn't have to change their license plates. So they still had their old license plate on it. And that's gonna be important in just a second.
Okay.
And so in this car was Brett's mom and dad. Let's see, dad and grandpa in the front seat with Lisa sitting on the little console
Uh-huh.
with the shifter between her legs. And then Brett, his mom, and his grandma, and for some reason their dog was
Okay.
with them. And all of these, and so they stop somewhere and they start getting out of the car one by
Like a
one
clown car.
like this clown car. And they see, and these people are sitting beside them and they go, all the way from California. And that's because that was the driver's license, the license
That's
plate.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah. It wasn't all the way from California.
Okay, so
Hey Rhonda, hey Kathy.
you all haven't shared, I don't think, your worst experience or one
I'm
that.
sitting here trying to think of what my worst experience would be.
I have a worst experience, but I'm not gonna share it. Not publicly anyway.
I mean, the only thing that is coming to mind, I was more scared than it being a bad memory, but when we were in Europe
Yeah.
and we went to King's Cross to see platform 9 3/4 where Harry Potter goes to magic school. And I had to go to the restroom, and our guide says, just go down that escalator, the bathroom's right there, and we'll meet you right back up here at the top. Well, I did that, not realizing that the escalator was one way, it didn't come back up. And so when I walked down the hall to get the up escalator, I was completely in a different area from platform 9 3/4, so I was lost.
I could not.
And so, Nikki's texting, where are you? I don't know. I'm lost. I don't know how to get out of here. And we had to go back get to the tube, which is their subway system, because Madison had to sing. And we had a time to get there and get back and not much time in between. So the guide comes and luckily, I don't know how he did it, but he finds me. And we go running through King's Cross to get to the tube. We make it. Well, everybody else was already there. He and I just made it to get onto the tube. And as soon as I seen Nikki, I just started crying. I just lost it. And it's like, I'm in a different country. I didn't know where I was at. So it wasn't a bad experience, but it was a very scary one.
I can think of another bad experience though, that we had
Yes.
together.
It's real.
When we were in Israel
Oh,
And
yeah.
we were driving from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. No, not Bethlehem, to Samaria.
We were going to Jacob's
We were
Well.
going to Jacob's Well in Samaria. And somebody threw a rock at the bus from this hillside, and the rock busted the window and hit Trisha in the head.
Yeah.
And she was all bloody, and it scared the living bejesus out of all of us. But that bus driver pulled over, and they called the authorities, and within 3 minutes, the
Yeah.
IDF was there,
Yeah.
and
She does.
with machine guns, I mean, surrounding our bus, and going up on the
Yeah. And they said
hillside.
by nightfall he will be in
He'll be
prison,
in prison,
and he was.
and they that was scary.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
very
glass
scary.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And Patty was in the back of the bus because she was very bus sick the whole time we were traveling.
Yes.
So she's laying down in the back, and here's all this commotion, and yeah, I mean, it came through the window in the seat in front of me, bounced on that seat, hit my head, bounced back, and everybody's like, what was that? What was that? And the guy behind us was like, well, here it is, it's a rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
We never did make it to Jacob's Well.
We did not, and that's the one place that I really
Yeah.
wanted to go.
Yeah.
Our son is named Jacob, so I was really hoping to go there. So
Yeah.
hopefully one day I'll get back to Jacob's Well.
Yeah.
But that was not a very good experience.
No.
I think not.
But it didn't spoil the rest of the
No.
trip was so wonderful
Yeah.
and that was our last day.
It was our last.
That was our last day.
It didn't
So
spoil.
I don't
Israel
really have
for us.
anything. I can't think of one right now. Just tidbits of things, nothing worth, touching on.
Well, we do need to wrap it up. So this was fun.
It was
Chat
fun.
about vacation is one of my favorite things ever. It's my dream to be able to travel.
I will just
Um,
say, one of my favorite foods that I ever had, you know what it is, don't you? On a vacation. Peach French toast.
At Folly Beach.
Folly Beach, South Carolina.
That was a fun trip too. So many fun memories on vacation. That's why
Memories in the country and out of the
I
country.
will say that this is very important. Money, you can't take it with you, when you die. You can't take it with you when you die. But all of these memories that you make on vacation, they're priceless,
And your family and friends get to have those when you pass away.
That's right.
And the
And-
pictures.
Yes.
I mean, pictures are priceless when you lose a loved one and you go back and you look at the pictures and you remember fondly all the funny things, and it just is, it's a good thing.
And so, I do it all the time. I question it when we take vacations. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that I could put towards, other things, but it's worth it.
Take the
It's
vacation.
worth it.
Take the
Take the
vacation.
vacation.
And it
And
doesn't
make
even have to
memories.
be an expensive vacation.
No,
It can be a weekend.
Load your kids or your family in the car and go see the things that are in the state
Yes.
around you.
Go to a state park.
Yeah,
Make
absolutely.
the memories.
Make
Take
the
time
memories.
to make the memories.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So important.
So important.
All right, y'all. Well, we love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow for What You Cooking Wednesday.
What you cooking with?
What you cooking?
I think I'm gonna make sloppy joes.
Oh.
Yay.
Bye, y'all.
Andrew must not be home.